Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Monday night, celebrating Patriots Day here in Boston. Had the day off and had a lot of fun. But we're going to be talking about Dogecoin versus Bitcoin. We've been talking about that over the past few weeks. And as Dogecoin has been trading along with Bitcoin, I've been waiting for Doge to outperform Bitcoin and catch up in its trading pair. And it's doing that right now. So we'll take a look at that, why that may be happening, as well as going to touch on the Bittrex exchange. Yes, another exchange that the SEC is going after. And what does that have to do with Algorand? We're going to cover that a bit too. So let me drop down here into the corner. As always, do please give the stream a like, as well as subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. I certainly appreciate that support. Here we have Dogecoin at 914. That's right, 914. It's over that 888 line it's been on for the past few days as we've been live. It's always been 888, 888, and now we're over 9 cents. So we get the fun video intro of the spaceship because, well, right now all eyes are on Starbase with SpaceX and their impending launch, or test launch, I should say, of the Starship, which is very exciting and has a little bit to do with the big green candle you see there, as well as the big red candle. So we'll be touching on that as well. Welcome everyone. Jason, what's up with you? Mr. Cheyenne says, hey, let's go. Fred Seidel says, to the moon. And Fred, we're going to get there. Going to take a little time, but we are going to get there. Hey, Joe, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, Jason, we'll see when the launch is going to be. Right now, it says it's going to be 48-hour delay, but I'm guessing it's going to be closer to 72, which makes it 420, doesn't it? 420, just what Elon wanted. 420 test launch. That would be awesome. So as we're Monday night looking at the stock futures, relatively flat here right now. So no big rise or retreat in the stock futures for tonight. So no real news there. Dogecoin breaks correlation with Bitcoin. That's what we're talking about. Price jumps 13%. Is this permanent? We'll talk about that as well. Dogecoin showing a bullish momentum, what appears to be a setup for a better week. Doge has added 2.9% to its growth rate over the past 24 hours. Top of spot price of 917. Yeah, retraced a little bit down to 911 right now, but that is good. One major observation that has set Dogecoin's current price momentum aside, breaking out of the correlation it has maintained with Bitcoin over the past few weeks. While Dogecoin is experiencing a green tick, both its daily and weekly growth, Bitcoin's price on the daily has succumbed to bearish action and mild sell-offs. That's right. So, so what fuel being a key word there, what has fueled Dogecoin's price today? Well, in anticipation of the Starship test launch, there's a Doge on the tower at Starbase. Yeah, there's a Doge. The Doge showed up, and of course, the price of Dogecoin goes up, which was this big green candle there. But then when the test launch was scrubbed, we saw the red candle coming back down. But when it dropped down, it didn't drop down as far as where it was before. And what we saw during the day was good trading for Dogecoin, relatively even, slightly up. But what did we see for Bitcoin? Bitcoin continuing to trade down. So that's the mild sell-off that they were talking about. As if we zoom out into the hourly here, we see that Bitcoin is in this general downward trough, trading down from when it hit 31,000 over here. So Bitcoin trading down, but Dogecoin has been trading up. So Dogecoin is in this upward trough. So with that happening in opposite directions, what does that mean for the trading pair? Well, that means with Dogecoin compared to Bitcoin is now in an upward trend and has broken over this 0.0003% line, which is this yellow line that we've been tracking for quite some time. Now finally back over it. Last time it was over, it was back here on the 6th of April. So we had some tough trading for Doge here up through the 12th of April. But since then, Doge has been trading up in its relationship to Bitcoin. So that is very good to see how that is trading. What does that mean for Dogecoin right now? Well, should you sell Dogecoin? What a stupid article. Should you sell Dogecoin? No, again, not financial advice, but where Dogecoin is right now and it's trading, 910 now, kind of trading sideways. If you were going to do some trading of Dogecoin, well, you'd have been up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you would want to trade up here when it was up at 940, not down here at 910, because we could see this turn back around very quickly. We'll see what happens with the trading, but Bitcoin continuing to see general downward direction, pulling a lot of the other crypto market down with it. Although there's a few that have been running okay, like Fetch AI and some others we'll be talking about, have been doing some good runs. But overall, right now, over the past 2 days, a little bit bearish with Bitcoin and the crypto market overall. So that doesn't stop articles like this being written. Bitcoin primed for gargantuan rally ahead of 2024 halving, says market analyst. So you just read this and you're just like, do they have nothing better to write about than just talking about some huge rally? They're doing this just to get clicks onto their articles. But it's just like, give us some news here. This isn't news. This is just, they do talk about the halving a little bit in this article and what it means in terms of the rewards for mining and the block size and all of that. I get that. Gargantuan rally. Okay. I prefer articles more like this. Bitcoin price prediction. Analyst says BTC is poised for a retest of 28.8. And this is what I've been talking about as, and pretty much my forecast of seeing Bitcoin trading down. If you guys have been watching me for the past few days, I'm not one of those that's saying Bitcoin to 31, 32, 34, 35. You've been listening to me. And I've been saying, look, guys, this is going to come back down. It's going to retest this line. This yellow line here was resistance back here on 30th of March, hit it again on 31st of March, hit it again on 4th of April, 5th of April, and then finally On the 10th of April, Bitcoin traded up over this 28.8 line. Typically, when we see that, especially when it's resistance and it hits it 3 or 4 times, it's going to come back and retest it. So that's what we're seeing right now. And I think Bitcoin is going to come down and it's going to retest this line. This is the time you might want to be looking to maybe buy on a dip. If Bitcoin is going to come down here and actually retest 28.8, that would be the time to look at starting to buy something, whether it's Bitcoin or another altcoin you're interested in. That's kind of my target right now. Again, this is barring another kind of bigger black swan event that might drop cryptos even lower. But right now, as a target, that's what I'm looking at as a potential buy opportunity for some cryptos. So that's kind of what I'm looking at as this retest, as is this article as well, retesting that 28.8 line. So that's sort of the short-term news of the trading of Bitcoin and Dogecoin. We still have FUD in the market. We still have the SEC chairman now going after the Bittrex exchange, selling unregistered securities. So this is Gary Gensler going after another US-based exchange, this time Bittrex, and basically saying, today we charge crypto asset trading platform Bittrex, co-founder, former CEO William Shahara, for operating an unregistered national securities exchange, broker, and clearing agency. Well, here's what Bittrex says. Bittrex is saying, look, for over 5 years, the SEC would not provide notice of the specific conduct that it thought violated federal securities laws. Specifically, on multiple occasions, Bittrex asked the SEC to tell them what digital assets on our platform they viewed as securities so that we could review and potentially delist them. They refused to do so. So looking at that, it's like we see this on other exchanges as well. And Armstrong of Coinbase saying the same thing. Look, we want to work with you. SEC, tell us. Just tell us. Let's work together. Let's communicate, and we'll solve this. But no, that's not how the SEC works. The SEC says you should already know you're running a business and you're violating securities laws. That doesn't sound like a good working relationship to me. Further, in this article, many in the crypto industry see this as a larger crypto industry purge, that the SEC is just going after everything it can in the crypto market. So as this sort of continues to evolve, we'll continue to follow this, but the impact of the SEC's approach of regulation by enforcement, that means not communicating and talking, but just setting fines and charges against these exchanges. What they're saying is this will have a chilling effect on not just cryptocurrency in the United States, but on blockchain technology and innovation in general. And this is what some of people in Congress are doing to start to put together some legislation, because they see the same thing happening, that we could end up with all developers working on blockchain technology just aren't going to want to be in the United States anymore, and it's all going to go overseas. So that puts the United States in a pretty bad position, doesn't it? And also, though, at the same time, there's another legislation that's being put together that is to rid the SEC of a chairman. So basically taking Gary Gensler's job away from him, creating a director position, but whoever was or has been a chairman could not be a director. So they would then be appointing a new person to a director's role of the SEC. And who would that director report to? Report to Congress. I think that's a better way to do it. than having Gary out here just acting like this. And even other people within the SEC don't agree with what Gary's doing. So it's kind of interesting how this is all going to play out. Of course, I'm very interested, not only because of I'm in the United States, and I want to see cryptocurrency survive, particularly in the United States. I don't want to see it beat down like this. But also because, well, one of the tokens that Bittrex is accused of trading that they're seeing as a security is Algorand. And I'm like, no, not Algorand, because I own a crap ton of Algorand, and I love the Algorand blockchain. I love their, I love the whole project. And this is one that now is deemed to be a security. Again, it's not the end all of Algorand by being called a security. Other cryptocurrencies that have been showed up in some of these suits and charges, they don't die. I mean, they're still fine. It's just we got to work out how this is going to survive in terms of trading within the United States, because around the world, none of this affects everything else around the world. But the interesting thing about Algorand was that Gary Gensler, who has an MIT connection, had actually been supporting Algorand. And now he's using it in a charges against Bittrex. Kind of interesting. But don't think that Bittrex is all hunky-dory here, and everything that Bittrex is doing is above board, because there's also this article, which I thought was very interesting, because the SEC, however they did it, were able to uncover internal communications. And these internal communications allege that Bittrex knew it was listing unregistered securities and also doing other violations of security laws, but they cared little for how it might affect its customers by basically saying to its customers, go F yourself. That's right. The SEC quotes an unnamed employee telling one of Bittrex's 3 founders, "I hate people bitching that we don't email them about market removals." And the heads of Bittrex were basically saying, that's up to the customers. They need to track their own damn investments or get a broker to do it for themselves. So very interesting how that all is playing out there. Bittrex, meanwhile, has already announced that they're closing their United States-based exchange, and they're just going to be international. While Coinbase is starting to set up an international exchange. They're going to keep running their US exchange, but they're already in the process of setting up an international exchange. So the wheels are still turning on this exchange thing with the SEC fining, making charges against these exchanges, trading unregistered securities. Just like, we'll see how this continues to evolve, but it's going to become a big political showdown, I think, in Congress over a lot of this, and we will see how it plays out. So that is so that's what's going on overall. Just wanted to get through that bit of news for you guys, and also the Doge, the Doge at Starbase, and I see someone has posted that the New York Times is already saying that the launch is going to be on 4/20. So we have to wait till Thursday. But you know how much Elon loves 4/20, right? In that date. So that makes sense. And maybe he'll drop in a little more Doge tidbit there as well. So while I've been talking, we've got Dogecoin at 908. Bitcoin is now at 29.2. another red candle here, and looks like it has come down and has touched my my sloping resistance, support line here. So that's what I was predicting with that line that we would see, and it's come down and touched it again. So that continues to be a downward trend that Bitcoin has, and it's just going to continue down. That's what I see happening right now. Maybe it'll go a little sideways a bit and wait to have a bigger dip a little later. That's generally what we see. But Algorand continues to bleed. Yep, Algorand's bleeding a little more. So good question. What am I going to do? I'm going to hold. I've got it staked. I believe in the Algorand project, the Algorand Foundation. I'm staked. There's a voting session coming up in a couple weeks. So I'm in Algo big time, and I will continue to hold it and support it. I think this is just a temporary thing. It's not going to cause, in my opinion, it's not going to cause Algorand to completely crash, but we could see some good buying opportunities for people that may want to get into Algorand at a lower price because of this. But other tokens that the SEC has named in other charges as being unregistered securities, they haven't died. They're still trading. They're doing fine. And Algorand is probably going to be fine as well. It's going to get through this kind of a short-term downward trend. People will be selling that are all worried about the FUD, about these charges against Bittrex. And I'm just going to continue to hold it. It's a great technology that Algorand has created, and it's being used worldwide, and I still believe in the project, so I'm going to keep holding it. So, and you picked up some Fetch AI, and Fetch is doing great. I'm well up on my Fetch now after this big run that Fetch has been on here. So this has been great, and this is from last Wednesday here through today. Fetch is up almost 30%. So that's a pretty good run there for Fetch. So glad I got in when I did. If I zoom out to here, we can see where I bought. It was right there at 35 is where I bought. And that was after a swing trade. That's where I bought back in on that dip. I didn't quite catch the lowest part of that dip when it came down to 33, but picking it up right there at 35 is where I bought my Fetch right there. Mr. Cheyenne thinks Doge is going to be close to $1 2024. 2024 is going to be an exciting year, that's for sure, with the Bitcoin halving and what we tend to believe in these 4-year cycles as sort of going into the next big bull market. Going to be very exciting, but we got to get through all this FUD first in order to get to 2024, right? We got to get through it. So, hey, to the moon. Yep, it's nuts. All right. It's definitely nuts what's going on with these exchanges. And we'll see what happens with this Bittrex thing. Again, they're closing up their United States exchange. So if any of you were trading on Bittrex, which was not really used that much, best to get your coins off of that. So Sergio asks, what Doge price target is next? Well, I think we're going to have this negative pressure here. We may get a little bump on 420. That'll be Thursday. But right now, I think we're probably going to lock back in with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin continues to come down and retest 28.8 here, which it looks like it's going to do, then Doge is going to drop below 9 cents. It's going to be back into 8.6, 8.5 territory in the short term. 12 cents is going to be a little bit off, I think. I think we need a bigger catalyst for Doge to make it up to 12 cents. I can see it trading in the 8s and 9s for a little while. So you're going to hold your algo? Yep. And buy some if it dips. I already have a big enough stash of algo. I'm very happy with what I've got because I'm eyeing some other coins or tokens to buy on the next big dip. Right now, it's either what I've been watching is Immutable X, and I've been watching Gala. Those are two that I've been watching that I think I'd like to get into. Those are probably my next two to add to my portfolio. Would love to get a little more Jasmy, but Jasmy is still up in the 6s. And I don't think I don't see Jasmy coming all the way back down into the 4s again, unless there's some huge dip. But I don't see that right now. But I'm watching Jasmy. And if Jasmy, like it did back here on April 3rd, drop down to 4.8 here, that would be a target there that I would have for getting more Jasmy. But that would be a big dip. Jasmy's been on a great run here. I'd like to have a little bit more. So yeah, sup Arts, that's up to you to decide. There is some selling on Algorand going on. I am not selling mine at all. Again, this is it's a long-term purchase for me. I'm not looking for short-term gains on algo. That's not why you get into algo, because algo doesn't pump. It's just not one of those coins that pumps really quickly. It's been slow and steady gains for Algorand, and now it's kind of selling off because of a bit because of this news on the Bittrex exchange. So I'm holding on. But you make your choice on what your investing strategy is. What made you buy into Algorand in the first place? And think about that, and that should drive your decision on whether you want to continue to hold, sell, or even you don't have to sell at all. You could sell some and keep some. So it's not an all or nothing deal. How come it takes so long for crypto to transfer to nanos? I don't know, but it does. And you get all worried, right? You're like, why isn't this on here? It's like, oh no, is it lost? And you just have to be patient. You got to be patient. I don't know why it takes so long. 2024 going to be fun? Yep, a lot going on. There will be a lot going on. You've got Gala. Going to get more IMX next week. Yep. So I don't have either of those yet, Bull, but those are my next two targets, are Gala and IMX. So Gala under 40 and IMX. What's my target on IMX? IMX. Yeah, under $1. That's my target. We'll see, though. I may have to be a little bit over $1. I may have to be a little over $1 for IMX, because that's all that is pretty much support here at $1. So maybe $1.03, $1.04. That was the last little dip that it had right here on the 11th. Might be my buy position on IMX here. But that's a pretty strong support line. So again, it's going to depend on a lot on what else is going on. But that's what I'm looking at as a buy opportunity. It's right down near $1 for that. And then here's Gala for those that were interested in Gala. It's the Gala. And oh, gal is going up the other way. It's not going to come down below 40 with with big green candles like that. I might have missed my gala chance here. Should have got it last week down over here, but oh well. I'm not going to buy it up here. Not in this market right now. Those are the two that I'm looking at. Sergio, it seems every time I try to diversify by their coins, I always end up selling and just buying more Dogecoin. Yeah, I end up just buying a lot of other projects. I'm interested in them and supporting cryptocurrency overall, and I'm kind of having some fun with it too, to be honest with you. Just like Bull Run here, having some fun being in a broad range of diverse projects, and I think it's going to be a wild ride the next year and a half, 2 years. It's just going to be a wild ride with crypto. So I have an opportunity through my side businesses that are profitable right now to be putting some more money into crypto and doing it in this continuing kind of bearish market. This is the time to accumulate. So that's what I'm doing, and having fun with these other projects. So we'll see how they go. Hoping Algorand doesn't go down too much. 15-cent Dogecoin, Daryl thinks, by the end of the month. I hope you're right. I would love to see it. I'm not optimistic about that. Again, 420, though, could be a wild thing that we could see. Who knows with Doge? Who knows? Hold. Mike says, next year going to be fun. Oh, you're mining as well. Good luck with your mining. I'm not getting into the mining business, but good luck with that. Sergio is 100% Doge. There's a lot of people who are. Doge is all they've bought, and that's all they care about, are Doge, which is fine. Doge is going to be a fun project. Going forward, going to continue, be a great community. Love the dogs and the memes, Elon Musk, all of that. There isn't a better cryptocurrency to be involved in. It's just me in the position I'm in. I'm able to diversify a lot and get into some other projects. So that's what I'm doing. It looks like we're about to drop below 9 cents here. I don't know why that blue was 902. That should be 90. It's my target 90. So it looks like Doge going to drop down a little bit below, and Bitcoin still kind of riding this down a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Kintsugi. I don't know what that is. Never heard that one. I would sell profits and put it in Bitcoin after I take profits. Depending on when, like if Doge went on a huge run before Bitcoin, maybe sell some Doge, enjoy the profits, and maybe put some of it into Bitcoin and enjoy the rest of it. That's kind of what I would be looking at doing. And then letting the Bitcoin bull run continue on. So something like that. I don't know if we're going to see sub 20 Bitcoin. That's a big dip in the market. And then everything's on sale. Everything's on sale if we see Bitcoin down below 20K. So anyway, so that's what I'm looking at now. As we're watching Doge, see if it stays above 9 cents, or Bitcoin, it's got to stay above 29K here. How's this going to trade overnight? We will see. I don't know. And I don't know what unicorn coin is. Never heard of that one. so many things just show up. The newest one I'm in is Arbitrum, and Arbitrum has been trading very well, up to $1.62. So the ARB chart is looking great. Went on this big run here last Thursday, Friday, and didn't drop back down. It's holding up here in the 160s. So that's very strong trading for Arbitrum. So I'm glad I got into that project. So that's a new project. And very happy with how that is trading. Zoom in on Doge here. And yeah, just retesting 9 cents here for Doge. Anyway, so that's what's going on. Today, I will be back 9 o'clock on Tuesday night to recap how the trading goes across cryptos, what's going on with Doge. We'll look forward to the SpaceX Starship launch, have a lot of fun with that. And who knows what else? It's always something new every day in crypto, which is what makes it so much fun. So again, please give a like. Always appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. I'll be putting the 24-hour chart back on. So anytime you guys are on YouTube and you want to see what the Dogecoin chart looks like, you can just hit that and go to the 24-hour Dogecoin chart. So thank you, Subarts. Appreciate it. Welcome. And trying to keep it real and have fun. Because why else? What else would you want to do, right? We're all in this crypto thing together, taking a risk already, but why not have some fun, but keep it real? So that's what I do. Hope you all are well, and hope to see you tomorrow night. Till then, we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.